It's Tuesday the 2nd, I'm FX Blue and this is CurrencyTransfer.com's market update. And the headlines today are that sterling remains reactive to Brexit comments, the Italian budget keeps the euro under pressure, and the dollar is higher on new NAFTA news. As is often the case, there are unconfirmed reports that the UK is about to offer a compromise around the Irish border. It's very easy to be cynical about these announcements as there have been so many over the course of Brexit, but it sounds a little odd this time around because Theresa May, Dominic Raab and Philip Hammond have all made recent comments suggesting Brussels needs to be a little bit more flexible. As always, the key will be in the detail, but it's hard to imagine a solution that doesn't involve flexibility over the single market. And you'll remember the number of times that the EU has made very firm pledges that the UK will never be a part of the single market post-Brexit. But as the clock ticks down, there is a lot more hope than expectation over Brexit, and that's reflected in the market. Cable had a volatile day yesterday, trading between 130.15 and 131.15, closing virtually unchanged on the day around 130.40. Sterling euro stood up a little better, trading up to 112.80. And that's because the new Italian government feels that it's more important to keep promises made on the campaign trail than keeping to the limits agreed by the previous government. Well received within Italy, the Eurozone members have been a little bit more hostile to the Italian budget, which will reach 2.4% of GDP over 3 years. Now remember, the previous government had committed to maintaining a budget of around 1.6% of GDP and reducing that where possible. There are fears, therefore, that Italy is going the same way as Greece. The Italian debt to GDP ratio currently stands at 130%. The ECB guidelines for this is around 60%, so they're way over forecast there. But delivering their budget, the debt to GDP ratio, which is already the second highest in the Eurozone, second only to Greece, it will rise to about 150%. So fears are that there is a bleak future ahead. Euro dollar continued to fall yesterday as a result of this, reaching a low of 115.65, because it's hard to see what Brussels can do to rein Italy in at the moment. Much more to run on that story for sure. Euro weakness has given the dollar index a boost following momentum kicked on from last week's rate hike. But the market is feeling fairly confident about the dollar right now. The dollar index has been on the front foot since last week, and the market is looking forward to hopefully seeing a 3% wage growth in the employment data along with non-farm Friday. Further, while the trade war with China is still bubbling away in the background, Trump has managed to pull a rabbit from the hat with the new NAFTA, or the United States/Mexico/Canada Agreement, USMCA to give it its full title. Canada weakened, they softened their approach and their protection over their dairy industry, and levies on vehicles that are manufactured in Mexico will prevent cheap foreign cars being imported into the US. So net, Trump's done a pretty good deal there. Anyway, look, that's it for today. Hope that's been of use. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.